This interest in new weapons technologies and their moral implications, but also a real concern that the technologies themselves might contribute to starting a war. The worry here is that we will mistakenly view technological sophistication as a predictor of success. Additionally, while future war dwelt on the just war theory concerns about jus in bello, justice in war, there also needed to be discussion of how the new technologies might affect issues of jus ad bellum, justice in going to war. Future peace, technology, aggression, and the rush to war picks up the thread, adding information and context to many of the issues raised in future war, like our dangerous over-reliance on technology, while raising new issues and asking questions about motivations for war and what can be done to resist the multiple and ever-increasing urges for groups and countries to resort to violent conflict. It focuses on one set of technologies, the serious issues of autonomous systems and the application of artificial intelligence to weapons, and more specifically, the command and control systems that govern them. The book describes the globally deployed and thinly stretched military with its high-tech and highly automated networked systems that are arrayed against similarly equipped competitors in tense situations around the globe. It depicts the growing animosity between the U.S. and its adversaries and a high-pressure world in which the presence of militaries bristling with old and new weapons, deployed by gunslinger political leaders and increasingly controlled by software and computers, has the potential to erupt into violence. It describes the many urges to violence, shows how technologies are abetting those urges, and explores what can be done to mitigate not only dangerous human behaviors, but dangerous technical behaviors as well. Like future war, future peace addresses the disgraceful lack of knowledge of the public and some politicians concerning important issues of foreign policy, war, and peace. Worst yet, politicians appear to see the armed forces as just another tool to implement their agendas, lacking any sensitivity to or consideration of the human dimensions of armed conflict. Peace is possible, but it will require intensive efforts on the part of technologists, military leaders, diplomats, politicians, and the public. Future Peace amplifies some well-known ideas about how to address the issues and provides far, mid, and short-term recommendations for actions that will be needed to reverse the apparent headlong rush into conflict. It is not about being totally anti-war or stopping wars altogether. That would be unrealistic. Rather, it is about doing all we can to prevent unnecessary wars and to end those that do occur as soon and as humanely as possible. My overriding concern, and the reason I wrote Future Peace, is to draw attention to the fact that we, collectively, are not paying enough attention to the growing influence complex technologies are having on warfare, and, critically, the role technology plays in the motivations of our leadership to employ military forces. In the past, even the new technologies for war were relatively simple, and their effects more predictable. Today's technologies are rapidly exceeding our ability to understand them, how they operate, or what their long-term consequences might be. Like the previous work, Future Peace raises many questions for which it has insufficient, unsatisfying, or no answers. While it attempts to find solutions to the problems raised, the issues remain exceedingly complex, sometimes perhaps even intractable. There is value, nonetheless, in shining a bright spotlight on the questions and beginning a widespread dialogue about them. Scholars in previous eras debated whether technology would solve all the ills of society or become an enslaving force. These so-called crises of modernity caused writers of the day to take radical positions on whether to deify